Hey, Warrior Saints. Happy Friday and welcome to Crucifixional Life stream as we close out our week talking about think. Think. We talked on Monday about thinking in general. How do we see through things? Talking on Tuesday about how do we think before we speak? Talking on Wednesday, how do we think before we act? Talking yesterday about thinking about the people that we surround ourselves with. Don't forget to sign up for the Way of the Warrior Saint. Visit warriorsaints.org. Get there now so you can see more about that in our upcoming episode called Reach Up. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. Still about thinking. But I want to talk about how do we think through an event so that we have other people in mind. And I'm being very specific in what I mean by that, and I know that I'm saying it in a way that is a little bit convoluted. So let me just be blunt. Your actions have consequences for other people. I mean, we're talking all the time about crucifixional living. We're talking about being men and women who sacrifice self for the sake of someone else. So if we are going to do that, then we have to understand that our actions have consequences for other people. And that means that we have to think about those consequences. We have to think, what does it mean if I am going to do something? What does what I am about to do mean for someone else? What is the effect it is going to have on someone else? Great example of that. I used to work with someone who regularly would ask me questions, and my response back would often be, I'm not really sure, but I bet you Google knows. Because let's be real. If we're in the middle of stuff and we're getting a lot of stuff done, and we get interrupted by someone else who's asking us to help them with something, but it's not something that they actually need help with. They're just being lazy. They have not thought about their actions having consequences in my world. They're not thinking about how are their actions going to affect the person that they are going to for that help, when it's really something that they could pull off, right? It sounds a little bit arrogant the way I'm saying it. But when I use those opportunities, when I use those moments as, rather than being frustrated, opportunities for me to start thinking about what my actions will do to someone else, then it's a game changer. Because now I am no longer going to be like that person that might be frustrating to me. I am striving to be someone who is thinking about someone else. So the next time I go to someone and want to ask them, hey, can you do this? I now might be someone who says, can I do Y? I'll give you a prime example. I'm sitting on the couch watching TV with my wife, and I say to her, hey, can you get me a glass of water? What a jerk, right? Because I'm sitting next to her on the same couch, which means that I just as easily as she could be standing up from that same couch and getting myself the glass of water. Now it becomes an opportunity when I have that desire to say, hey, I'm going to be lazy and sit here and make you go get me my water. I can now instead say, honey, while I'm up getting water for myself, is there anything I can get you? Or even better, I can just get her water without even asking her whether or not she needs me to get her water. Just do it out of my love for her while I'm getting myself water. It's just a different switch in our minds. And it's something that we need to decide who we are. Are we people who think of others? And if we answer yes, then that means that we have to think of others, and all the way through thinking, what consequences will my actions have for others? There's a great line in today's epistle from St. Paul, who says, do I make my plans like a worldly man, ready to say yes and no at once? You know, we could talk about this in a wide variety of ways, but in light of what we're currently talking about, I want you to think about it like this. If I am someone who says yes, then that means I am someone who cares for others. That means I am someone who cares for others across the board. That means that I am someone who is thinking of someone else even when I'm making my actions, my decisions, and making my decisions to act in a certain way, so that I am understanding what possible consequences it could have for them. So that if there would be negative consequences for them, I will make every stride possible to be a man who says, yes, I think of others. Yes, I am a warrior saint. Yes, I am someone who is striving to be crucifixional. And I can go the distance to make sure that I am caring for them in all things, even those things that I myself might be doing, when normally I would think there's no consequences to that. I hope all of that rambling made sense to you and is helpful so that you also can become someone who says, yes, I am someone who thinks of others. Not, I'm going to hedge my bets, saying yes and no at the same time, and then seeing which one works better. Be someone who says, yes, I care for others, and then I am committed to doing that all the way through. I hope this was helpful for you. At the very least, it was helpful for me because it got some things out of my frame, my world, off my chest, allowed me to vent some things, and I appreciate you for enduring them. Make sure you visit us at warriorsaints.org. Get on the Way of the Warrior Saint. There you can also pick up a copy of Father Chris's book, The Way of the Warrior Saint, How to Live a Crucifixional Life. You can sign up for our flagship program, The Way of the Warrior Saint, which is our weekly series that deals with how to live a crucifixional life, giving you practical, implementable steps from a library that is constantly growing, ever bigger, so that it always has things that you can use that right now, today, you can put into action in your life. So that when you say, yes, I am someone who cares for others, I am a warrior saint, I am someone who is striving to live a crucifixional life, we can help you along the way of the warrior saint. Until we see you next time, keep walking on the way.